Hello friends, welcome to my channel Grammarian Bhai. And today let's deal some of the important multiple choice questions of class 9, especially from your drama book Julius Caesar. So here I will discuss only the correct answers. So let's begin. And if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and like the videos. So the first question is that what job title does Flavius have at the beginning of the play? So the correct option is D, that is tribune. Second, who does Marulus stop in the street at the beginning of the play? Option D, commoners. Number 3, what does Marulus ask the people he stops in the street at the beginning of the play? So the answer will be D, why they are not working. Number 4, why is the cobbler not working at the beginning of the play? So the correct option is D, he has given himself a holiday. Number 5, where is Caesar returning from in Act 1, Scene 1? So the correct option is C, war with Pompey. Number 6, who did the people use to honor before Caesar? So option D is correct, Pompey. Number 7, who is most upset about the people's celebration of Caesar in Act 1, Scene 1? Correct option is A, Flavius. Number 8, what does Marulus tell the people in the streets to do at the beginning of the play? So the correct option is D, go home and pray for forgiveness. Number 9, how many hills are in Rome? So option C is correct, 7. What do Marulus and Flavius plan to do as they continue their march to the capital in Act 1, Scene 1? So the correct option is break up groups of praisers for Caesar. Number 11, who was Pompey before the Civil War? So the correct option is D, Caesar's co-ruler. Next, number 12, what does Flavius think the civil unrest will do to Rome? So the correct option is C, weaken it. Next, what is Caesar celebrating in Act 1, Scene 2? So the option B is correct, the Feast of Lupercal. Number 14th, what does Caesar tell Antony to do to his wife as he passes her in the street during the race at the celebration? So option C is correct, strike her with a goatskin thong. Number 15th, why does Caesar want Antony to greet Calpurnia in a certain manner in Act 1, Scene 2? So the correct option is D, to cure her barrenness. Number 16, what does a soothsayer tell Caesar in Act 1, Scene 2? So the option D is correct, beware the Ides of March. Number 17, what does Caesar call the soothsayer in Act 1, Scene 2? Option C, a dreamer. Next, 18, why is Brutus not running in the same race that Antony is at the celebration for? Option C is correct, he is not a sportsman. Number 19th, in Act 1, Scene 2, how does Brutus say he feels about honor? So option D is correct, he loves honor more than he fears death. Number 20, what happens to Caesar as Cassius and Brutus have their private discussion during the celebration in Act 1, Scene 2? So the option B is correct, he is crowned king. Number 21, how did Cassius once save Caesar? Option C is correct, he saved him from drowning. Next, number 22, what about Cassius makes Caesar so comfortable during the celebration in Act 1, Scene 2? So option D is correct, his hungry look. Next, how many times did Caesar refuse the crown offered him by Antony? Option C, 3 times. 24, why does Cassius want Brutus to take part in his plan? Option D is correct, Caesar loves Brutus. Next, where does Cicero talk to Casca when they first appear in the play? Option B is correct, on the street. 26. What is Casca so concerned about when he first meets Cicero in Act 1, Scene 3? So option D is correct, the storm that rages about them. Number 27. When did Cicero last see an owl when he is talking to Casca? So option C, at noon. Number 28. According to Cicero, what is to blame for all of the recent strange happening in Rome? So option D is correct, a civil dispute in the heavens. 29. How does Cassius feel about the chaos in the city when he is talking to Casca in Act 1, Scene 3? So option B is correct, he loves it. Number 30. Which one of these does Cassius not call Caesar behind his back? So option A is correct, a womanly personage. 31. How did Cassius tempt the gods to strike him with lightning? Option B is correct, bared his chest and roared at the heavens. 32. Where is the first meeting of conspirators held? Option D, Pompey's amphitheater. Number 33. Who does Cassius ask to deliver his false letters to Brutus? Option D, Cinna. Next, why does Casca feel that Brutus needs to be part of their conspiracy? Option D, he is popular with the people. 35. What time do Cassius and Casca plan to go talk with Brutus after the first meeting at the conspirators? So option B is correct, after midnight. 36. At the end of Act 1, what does Cassius think the recent strange happening are a result of? So the correct option is C, the impending crowning of Caesar. Next, what does Lucius find in Brutus' study just before Cassius comes to visit with Brutus? So option B is correct, an anonymous letter. 38. What does Brutus think power would do to his friend Caesar? Option A, change him. 39. What does Brutus compare Caesar to as he contemplates Caesar while alone in his garden? Option D, a serpent in an egg. Number 40. What does Brutus personally promise Rome while alone in his backyard? So the option C is correct, to take Caesar out of power. 41. How long has Brutus suffered with insomnia when Cassius comes to his house? So option C is correct, a month. Which of the other conspirators have suffered loss of sleep over the matters of Caesar assassination? Decius, Casca, Cassius. So option A is correct, none of them. 43. What about Cicero does Metellus think would add viability to their assassination plan? So here option A is correct, his silver hairs. Next, why does Cassius think Antony should be killed as well? Option C is correct, he is a powerful friend of Caesar's. 45. Why does Brutus say he does not want to kill Antony? Option D is correct, Antony's power comes purely from his friendship with Caesar. 46. In Act 2, Scene 1, what does Brutus refuse to do when he joins the conspiracy? So option A is correct, swear an oath. 47. What time do the conspirators plan to kill Caesar? Option C, 8 o'clock in the morning. 48. What does Portia do to prove she is strong enough to hear Brutus' secret? Option C is correct, stab herself in the leg. Next, 49. What does Caesar first notice when he wakes up on the day of his assassination? Option A, the stormy weather. 50. Which of these bad omens in Act 2, Scene 2 has Calpurnia not seen? A naked warrior. 51. Why are these superstitions in Act 2, Scene 2 so odd to hear from Calpurnia? Option D. She has never been superstitious before. 52. What does Caesar say would make him a coward after Calpurnia tells him her worries in Act 2, Scene 2? So the option A is correct, fearing death. Next, what does Caesar say about the signs Calpurnia has seen of impending doom? So the option B is correct, they could be meant for any man. Next, what did the priests find in the sacrificed animal that make them tell Caesar to stay at home? Option D is correct, no heart in the sacrificed animal. 55. What does Calpurnia say that eventually convinces Caesar to stay at home in Act 2, Scene 2? Option B is correct. Antony can tell the Senate that Caesar is ill. 56. What was Calpurnia's dream about Caesar the night before his assassination? Option B is correct. His statue was running with blood. 57. Why does Caesar tell Decius about Calpurnia's dream about his death? Option C is correct. He loves Decius. 58. How does Decius interpret Calpurnia's dream about Caesar's death? Option A. His blood will renew Rome. 59. What does Caesar do when the conspirators all come to escort him in the Senate in Act 2, Scene 2? Option C is correct, invites them in for wine. Next, 60. What does Decius say that immediately changes Caesar's decision about staying home the day of his assassination? Option D is correct, the Senate will crown him king. Next, 61. Who is waiting for Caesar when he leaves his house the day of his assassination? Option C is correct, Artemidorus. Where is the person who is waiting for Caesar on the day of his assassination standing when he leaves his house? So option D is correct, in the street. What is the occupation of the man waiting for Caesar to leave his house on the day of his assassination? Option B is correct, a teacher of rhetoric. 64. What does the man waiting for Caesar to leave his house give him on the day of his assassination? Option C is correct, a letter. 65. What does the man waiting for Caesar to leave his house say about virtue? Option A, there will always be envious people trying to destroy it. 66. What will happen if Caesar does not pay attention to what the man waiting for Caesar to leave his house gives him? Option D is correct, Caesar will die. 67. What is Caesar's last warning of his impending doom on the day of his assassination? So option A is correct, Artemidorus' letter. 68. What are the conspirators going to do in Act 2, Scene 3 once they reach the Senate House after passing Artemidorus? So option D, kill Caesar. 69. Who is the one person in this play who interprets a personal dream correctly? Option D, Calpurnia. 70. Who is Caesar's closest friend? Option C, Mark Antony. What does Brutus say will result from Caesar's assassination? Option A, sick men will be made whole. Who is the only conspirator who is encouraging the plot to assassinate Caesar out of unselfish goals? Option A, Brutus. What does Portia do in Act 2, Scene 4 on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option B, sends Lucius to the Senate House. 74. Why does Lucius go to the Senate house on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option C. To check on Brutus and Caesar's for Porcia. 75. What is Lucius' occupation? Option C. Brutus' servant. 76. Who enters in Act 2, Scene 4, just as Lucius leaves for the Senate house on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option A soothsayer. Next, what does Porcia ask for a soothsayer after Lucius leaves the Senate house on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option B. What will become of Caesar? What is the soothsayer's response to Porcia's question to him on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option C is correct. He does not know, but it will be bad. 79. Why is Porcia so worried for her husband on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option A. She knows what he is about to do. Next, what will happen to Brutus if his plan regarding the assassination fails? Option B. He will be put to death. 81. What does Porcia hope will happen at the Senate house on the day of Caesar's assassination? Option D. Brutus will succeed. Next, what day is Caesar assassinated? Option A. The Ides of March. Who is the first person to warn Caesar of his assassination? Option A soothsayer. 84. Who becomes the leader of the conspirators the day before the assassination? Option D. Brutus. These multiple choice questions are from Morning Star workbook from Act 1, Scene 1. What is the rule that Marullus referred to? So the option B is correct. A carpenter's foot rule. Second, what sarcastic reason does the cobbler give Flavius for leading citizens on the street? Option A, to get himself more work. Number 3, what does the cobbler say to show that he is a master craftsman? So option C is correct. Every shoe-wearing gentleman has worn his handiwork. Next, why according to Marullus would there be plague? Option B, due to the ingratitude of citizens. Number 5, why did Flavius consider it necessary to remove all the decorations with Caesar's statues? Option C, to quell Caesar's ego and popularity. Number 6, according to Marullus, for whom had the citizens of Rome waited patiently earlier? Option C, Pompey. Number 7, what did Marullus ask the commoners of Rome to do? So here, option B and C is correct. So to run away to their houses and to pray to God to avert their punishment. Number 8, why did Flavius ask the commoners to shed tears of remorse? So option A is correct, for the dishonor shown to Pompey. Number 9, which quality of the common man is reflected in this scene? So here option B is correct, fickleness. Number 10, which type of atmosphere in Rome is seen in Act 1, Scene 1 in the play? So here option B is correct, confusion and chaos. Number 11, what is the central theme of the play reflected in this scene? So here option A is correct, conflict between monarchists and republicans. Next, the opening scene of the play reflects on which of the following causes that led to the development of the play? So here option C is correct, mounting hostilities to Caesar's rule. Next, multiple choice questions from Act 1, Scene 2 from Morning Star workbook. Caesar dismissed the soothsayer when he warned him of the Ides of March. Option A daydreamer. What would happen when Antony would touch Calpurnia during the trade foot race? she would be cured of infertility. Next, in this scene, who has been compared to a rider of a stubborn horse? Brutus. According to Brutus, which trait of Antony does he lack? Liveliness. Number 5. What did Cassius accuse Brutus of in this scene? Being unfriendly towards him. Number 6. What reason did Brutus give for being unfriendly towards Cassius? Option C. His own conflicting emotions. Number 7. What is meant by aegis yoks as spoken by Cassius? Option A. Oppression under Caesar's rule. Number 8. What does Cassius say to manipulate Brutus to his side? Option B is correct. Brutus cannot see his own worthiness. Number 9. To all the root, then hold me dangerous. What is meant by root and whom does it hold dangerous? So here option C, Mob and Cassius. For whom does Brutus say, I love him well? Caesar. Which virtue of Brutus is Cassius talking about in this scene? He loves honor more than he fears of death.